Over here, everyone, is your plug-in. And if ever you don't need them, Yes, everyone, this is the Audi Q8 E-Tron. I have to make a confession to all of you. When the Audi Q8 was first released, it did not interest me because I thought this is yet again another crossover SUV which is going to compete with the likes of the BMW X6, guys. But this is something even more interesting than the Audi Q8 itself. Now, you want to know something a bit funny? Apparently, this is not related to the Audi Q8 itself, but Audi calls it the Q8 E-Tron simply for category purposes. So it's like what Mercedes did with the EQE, EQS, although these models have no relations with the S-Class and the E-Class. Now this Audi Q8 E-Tron costs 98,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? We're gonna find out in a moment, guys. Let's get on with this review right now. Now, I want to start by talking to you all about why I find this Audi e-tron Q8 very desirable compared to the original Q8 itself. Let's start with the design, guys. One thing I really like is how Audi has blended round edge with sharp edges. This is really good. Now, the employment of round edge design has become a common trait with e-tron models. This is something I've noticed with other e-tron models like the Audi Q4 e-tron as well. But the way they've done it with this Q8 is actually really good. The thing is, when it comes to dimensions, I'm not sure if it resembles the Q8, but I've noticed Audi has developed an obsession with crossover SUVs that have this sort of fastback style towards the rear. So it's very interesting. And in fact, Audi has become known for this design. They always have this 45-degree inclination right here. Very good, Audi. From this angle, the Audi Q8 e-tron does resemble the Q7. Guys, the 5-spoke wheels. And because it's not sporty, it doesn't get dented in long terms, guys. And when I talk about dents, I'm talking about the markings on the side, guys. To me, it looks like a shorter version of the Audi Q7, especially by the design. Like if you look at this corner, and then if you look at the side view, guys, it has this strong Audi Q7 vibe to it. So I'm failing to see the Q8 relevance over here. Now, when it comes to Audi electric cars, I always found them to be the most attractive compared to the likes of Mercedes and BMW. When the first ever e-tron was released, I was a big fan of it. I loved the design, and I still think that to this day, it's still better than what BMW and Mercedes have been doing. Now, here are a couple of advantages you get with this Audi e-tron Q8. I meant Q8 e-tron. Actual air vents right here, guys, nothing pretentious. Parking sensors at the front and at the rear. Over here, everyone, is your plug-in. There you go. And if ever you don't need it, oh look, you get welcome lights with an e-tron. But the question is, where is the Q8, guys? However, it's not all pink roses, everyone. There are a number of problems we have to address. For a price of 98,000 euros, you do not get a 360-degree parking camera. Aspect I found a bit questionable is that most premium car manufacturers would have a proud chrome badge right here. But why does Audi resort to having this here? It's almost as if it's an accessory for something, like maybe the camera is hiding underneath, or I don't know what is it about the Volkswagen Group, but I've noticed this with other Volkswagen Group models. And the thing is, the bonnet is not aligned properly with this part of the bodywork. Look at this. The bonnet seems more inwards compared to the side, guys. See, if you look very carefully, it's a bit more inwards. Now, there's a good chance that maybe Audi did this deliberately for pedestrian safety. It's not entirely clear at this point. You don't get any blind spot monitoring. Now it's almost time to check out the interior, but before doing so, there's just another problem, guys. 98,000 euros and you don't get any soft close. You have to do it by yourself. The part which I was most excited for, the interior of the Audi e-tron. Q8. The very same concept as other Audi models. So double touch screens, very good concept, and it started with the Audi A8 if I'm correct. The bottom screen is for your climate control and the top screen is for your infotainment and your navigation. Oh, and to make things even better, you get the Audi virtual cockpit, guys. This was my favorite feature since it released. I like how this center cocoons you guys, and it's a handle here even. It's a very good concept. Both the driver's seat and the front passenger seat get electric seating adjustment with lumbar support. Electric seating adjustment with lumbar support, and you get seating memory all the way isolated there. That's funny. That's the first time I see seating adjustment memories right there. But as for the rest of the interior, guys, it's really good. Now, first thing first, infotainment system. This over here would be your climate control. This is what the second screen is dedicated to. Audi virtual cockpit. Now I just love the presentation of it, guys. Just look at that nice chrome that surrounds the screen. It looks very, very pleasant. Now, one thing that should be surprising is that Audi has kind of abandoned a concept of having a completely horizontal center, you know, completely 50-50 center. Now tilts towards the driver, so it's become driver centric, as I mentioned earlier. But another thing that I found a bit strange is how the air vents are also in this sort of position. But on the positive side, here's some things, guys. This is your transmission, guys, and this is a unique concept, and I saw it only with the e-tron so far. I like it. So basically how you control it is you just lay your hand right here and you just move it with your fingers, guys. Like that. And then Audi has the start-stop button right here. It's tradition with Audi. Separate stroke right here for your cruise control. That's quite nice, but this is a thing across the Volkswagen group. Skoda has this, Volkswagen has this. Window buttons and mirror controls, guys. Now the presentation over here is so and so. Like, first of all, the buttons have a nice metallic touch to them. It's nice, guys. It's good. And I like the presentation of the knob right here for your mirror controls. Good. But the problem here is that it's all plastic. But the most important part is practicality as well, guys. Let's cover it right now. So over here, you get this practicality solution here. Cup holders, and they're adjustable. Let me check something out. For some reason, yeah, here we go, guys. Cup holders. See? And if ever you don't need them, you can use it as a average storage space. You got a 12-volt socket right there and a narrow storage space right here. And if ever you don't need a cup holder, there's a nice little shutter. And central console storage. Now the central console storage is very alarming, guys. This has to be the smallest central console storage I've ever seen for 98,000 euros. Now let's see if maybe the glove box is special. I like the material it's lined with. Very good. But the space in the glove box is just average for its segments. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. Over here you get additional storage space, guys. Now the storage space over here is actually deep. It's quite good. And I like the material it's lined with. Now door bin, guys. The door bin is actually impressive. It's very deep and you can fit a big water bottle. I can confirm. Steering wheel has nice adjustments, guys. You can move it in and out, and you can move it up and down. I like the 4-spoke steering wheel, guys. This is a nice Audi steering wheel. Now the feel of it is not squidgy, but it is leather wrapped and it's quite pleasant. You get a panoramic sunroof, guys. Whilst exploring the interior of the Audi Q8 E-Tron, guys, I have to say it was very impressive, but then there were problems I'm going to point out right now, guys. Conventionally, most car manufacturers like to put their memory seating right here or perhaps right here. But Audi puts it at such a position where it's very difficult for me to reach. So this is my seating adjustment and I have to bend my back to reach the memory settings, guys. 98,000 euros and you're greeted with quite a good number of hard plastic, guys. You don't even get a trim. Look at this. This is plastic. This is plastic. And the door controls and everything have plastic, guys. Audi has decided to leave this whole area open. In fact, I don't know if it's just me, but with this whole area right here, I'm under the impression Audi had it as an afterthought. They kind of rushed it or something. It would have been more nicer if there was a trim right here or something consistent. The central console storage was very alarming. It's the smallest central console storage I've ever seen for a SUV in the premium segment. You get nothing above to hold your glasses, guys. Now it's time to check out the rear seats of the Audi Q8 E-Tron. All right, so handle right here, that helps me get inside. I like that. So, first impression, guys. Leg room My legroom is a bit limited now for some surprising reason, and that's because there's a little elevation as I put my feet forward. Yeah, legroom is limited. Otherwise, my knee room is plentiful, guys. However, depending on the seating adjustment of the driver and the front passenger, just be careful, there's hard plastic behind, guys. Oh, check this out. Even rear passengers get welcome lights. That's pleasant. Rear seat of the Audi Q8 E-Tron. So, air vents right here. Little storage space right there, and you get a 12-volt socket all the way isolated down there. Poor 12-volt socket, it's all alone down there. Anyways, you got this nice rear seat pocket, guys. It's a net. Okay, fine. And then the door bin is actually the most spacious storage space you have here. It's quite good, but there's no material lining or anything. It's just hard plastic. You get a nice handle right here, coat hook here, and another coat hook down there. And you get this, this is for your accessory, guys. Maybe perhaps for a hanger or something. Beacon of hope lighting over here. So over here is your armrest, guys. It's really nice. And you get a little storage space right here. Ooh, I like the material it's lined with. It's like, it's quite good. But just the only thing is the only thing I found questionable is just look at this. I think this is your cup holder, but I just don't know how to open it. Like there's a little thing right here. How do we open this? Is this even a cup holder or not? Now it is time to check out the boot space of the Audi Q8 E-Tron. But before doing so, I just want to point out how for an SUV, there's just so much elevation. So much elevation. And then, yeah, this is the thing. The floor is very shallow, guys. It's not a deep storage space. You get a 12-volt socket right here. You get tether points right here. Nice quality tether points. And you get those little levers to pull the rear seats down. Rear seats down, guys, you get this nice flat space. Very pleasant. Now it's not very flat because there's a lot of elevation right here, guys. So if you're planning to move houses, it's not recommendable. But if you're planning to carry furniture or something from IKEA, this might be a good choice. Just watch out for your seatbelt, guys, when folding this back up. Make sure your seatbelt leans onto this area. And then there we go. Your seatbelt should remain here, otherwise it'll get stuck in between the seats. So here's my conclusion of the Audi Q8 E-Tron, guys. I have to say that this Audi Q8 E-Tron has to be one of the most promising Audi models released, primarily because this is a new electric car that is desirable and that maintains a strong Audi identity. Now this leaves me to the big question. For a price of 98,000 euros, is this Audi Q8 E-Tron good value for money or not? You know what, guys? I think this Audi Q8 E-Tron is just good value for money, and that's about it. Very beginning, I was never a fan of the Audi Q8. I always preferred the Audi Q7, and this looks like a perfect alternative to the Audi Q8. You know why? Because first of all, it looks like a Q7, but it has this fastback style of the Q8, but then at the same time, it's electric, guys. However, it's not all pink roses, guys. There were problems for this Audi Q8 E-Tron. The absence of certain equipment, and what was very alarming was the rear seat, guys. 98,000 euros, and there were certain things missing. Like, I still couldn't believe you get too much hard plastic in the interior, and there was no aluminum, no wood trim, nothing, guys. It's just hard plastic. This is a bit unusual, if you want me to be honest, and I've never seen this before on other manufacturers, especially on base version of certain models in the premium segment, guys. This Audi Q8 E-Tron is very promising, but unfortunately it suffers the same problem as other electric cars in terms of space and practicality, and it suffers the same problem as other Volkswagen Group cars in terms of price and list of options. Would you like my humble opinion of this Audi Q8 E-Tron? Oh, I love it so much. I love this Audi Q8 E-Tron. In fact, I'm going to make a confession to you all. At the moment, this has to be my favorite Audi because I'm not a fan of sporty models. I'm not a fan of the Audi R8. I'm not a fan of the Audi Q7 because it's starting to see its age right now. And I'm not a fan of the Audi Q8 itself. But this Audi has to be very interesting. I like the way they've gone about it. However, it is true that it could do with some improvements, but then hey, nobody's perfect, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, guys.